I'm talking about.
Now I know it's on.
Now
I'm gonna shell up like a little turtle.
This is an iconic fucking moment here, ladies and gentlemen. We are live.
I'm gonna go back.
And we don't have a show name. We're live, but we don't know what's going on. Jordy hooked it up with a fucking stew. That's my guy getting a snap over there in the corner. Yo guys, so check this out. Listen up. We're starting a podcast, obviously. Me, myself, and I, with a wonderful guest list coming to you guys soon. We're here at Chalk fucking Studios. We're here at Chalk Studios out here in Scottsdale, y'all. Come check us out. We're going to be doing an event on February 8th. We're going to have the boys out. We're going to be hanging out, watching the UFC fights, doing some tattoos, some cornhole, some fat ox, barbecue, having some good times watching the fights. So come and check it out. Come hang out with us. Follow us on all the socials. We'll plug it up in the bio. Come check it out. Anyways, if you've never met me before, if you've never seen me before, and you just happen to stumble across my ugly ass face here of the mug on the algorithm, well, welcome. My name's Mikey. Mikey Lang. I go by a lot of different aliases. Mikey Music is at the gym. Shout out the Red Hawk boys over at the academy. Yeah, so call me Mike Music, Mikey, Michael, whatever you'd like. This is a pod basically to deliver to you guys a community of self-growth based about men, really, because I'm a dude. There's only two genders. I live in the United States. That's now law. Fuck your shit.
It's true.
Trump's in office. It is law. Sorry about it. Go cry about it. But yeah, so the general consensus of this pod is just to kind of get a community together with some men, some like-minded men. Obviously, women are allowed as well. Just some like-minded individuals to get this shit going. We've got 4 years of prosperity coming, so why not take advantage of and see what we can make out of it. Build a dope-ass community. Have some really cool guests, see where it takes us. The end goal is to eventually get this studio mobile and get it into an RV situation and actually be able to have a more personalized journey with our guests each and every week or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's kind of the goal. We're super excited. I got a lot of support and a lot of friends and a lot of people that are helping out, so obviously I couldn't do this without them. Shout out Luke and shout out the studio with Jordan. Shout out the boys Izzy and Gabe. They're here for the first episode.
Yeah.
They're checking it out. I was just making fun of Gabe. He looks like a real Christian right now. He's got a little Hello Kitty hoodie on. It's pretty cute.
Guy.
Just a white guy, Harry Potter looking boy with his Hello Kitty sweatshirt on. That's my guy. But I'm super excited to kind of just introduce myself to you guys. I'm really excited to get this going. I think I've got some great ideas for the pod. We've got some great guests in mind. The first one will more than likely be my dad. If you guys know me or know a little bit about me, you know that dude is he's like my rock. He's one of my best friends. He's got a great head on his shoulders. He's super wise, super disciplined, and he's got some information and some things to share. I'm sure about me, about him, about life in general, that I feel like everybody can take a little tidbit from and amplify it into their lives and have a benefit from. So that's the game plan. Just know episode 2 will be coming with my pops, so that's something to look forward to, as well as I will be doing a live stream on this account. We don't have a name yet, so drop some comments on maybe what the pod name could be. Right now I just got Mikey Music on the mic. I'm not quite too sure. We got a couple different names in the safe. I've got Road to Growth. I've got Man on a Pod. I've got a bunch of different little cliche nicknames, but if you guys got some ideas, let me know. I'd love to hear about them. Yeah, tell your friends, tell your daddy, tell your mama, tell your auntie, tell your uncle, tell your friend and them. Your boy's got a new pod, and we're taking over.
How about the Mikey method?
The Mikey method?
Yeah.
That's not a bad one.
Yeah, how about the Mikey method?
The Mikey method. That's my boy Izzy. You don't see him on camera, but he's in here kicking it. The Mikey method. That's a good one. I don't mind that. I'm open to pretty much everything and anything. I don't think the name's too much of a big deal. I think I'll be the big deal. I'll be the one that provides all the views and the content so the name could be a little witty or not. I don't really care. I was just gonna do my first and last name, like Pat McAfee type shit.
Yeah.
But Pat McAfee's way cooler than me. And he's got a pretty like stamped name, you know, he got a pretty white boy name, you know what I mean?
For now.
For sure. but yeah, I mean, the just to get back on the pod and kind of the gist and the kind of the journey that I want to take us all on, and kind of the direction we want to go is essentially I want this podcast to be, make sure you throw some violins in here, Luke, little baby violins, some self-help, self-development, nothing too crazy, but I genuinely feel like, I really feel like as middle-aged men, as younger men, older men, whatever the case may be, we've got a great opportunity to kind of pull together right now and make some really good changes and do some really good things in the world with what's going on. And I feel like the more of us that are on the same page and the more of us that are working in a general direction to benefit the world and make the world a better place and leave it better than where we found it. That's kind of the goal, and so I'm going to use my personal network to establish guests. I'm going to, obviously be reaching out to a bunch of different people that, you guys may be excited to hear from. But eventually the goal is to get a Joe Rogan or a Daddy Trump on here. I'd even have Biden on here if he can make it. I would be really to even have anybody really. Anybody that's willing to have a genuine conversation, make a good connection, provide some sort of value to the conversation. Obviously, if I'm getting a big guest like that, I'm gonna have to provide some value too. So that's another kind of niche of the pod is we're all gonna be growing together. We're all gonna be getting things done together. We'll be super active. I'll be creating a Discord, creating a Instagram, group chat for everybody. We're getting it dialed. I'm not too savvy on all the tech when it comes to the communication, but we'll definitely be in contact as a community. I'm really looking forward to it. I know I've got a bunch of people already that are excited about the idea and excited to join the community and see what we can make of it. We've been cooking on the studio for the last 2 weeks, me and Jordan, and then we brought in Luke to kind of do all the camera stuff, which we're super fortunate to have Luke because this beautiful seeing thing that you're seeing right here, me to you to me to you, wouldn't be happening without Luke, so we appreciate him as well. But we've just been cooking. Jordan's got this beautiful space with a bunch of beautiful equipment. As you guys see, I haven't paid for any of this stuff at all. It's all sponsored by the studio. So again, we're going to be up on socials, so if you guys want to come check us out, we'll have a couple different pages. We'll have obviously the studio page, we'll have my personal podcast page, and then we'll have our individual Instagrams as well. So make sure you guys follow, subscribe. I'm now a YouTuber. It's fucking gay, but pretty cool to say at the same time. I'm really excited for the opportunity. I know that it's a little late right now, so my energy is a little low, but I am excited to share this journey with you guys, bring you along. I could tease a little bit some of the guests that we might be having on. If you guys are fans of baseball, we could see maybe a Joe Kelly come on the pod, maybe a little Freddie Freeman, maybe maybe a little Shelby Miller, some guys from the MLB. If you guys are fans of MMA, you got Uncle Red, big old Red Hawk. He'll probably be making a trip down here to the studio and saying what's up. A lot of different guys like Joe Diesel Riggs, Rob Emerson, the boys all over from Red Hawk and the elite team over there at the MMA lab. Up and comers, guys that have already been there, done that. So it's exciting. See what they have to say, provide some information for us, set some goals, drink some good water, and conquer the world. That's kind of the game plan. Make myself my own boss, see what we can make out of it, create some genuine connections, some genuine value, add it to the world, and make a name for myself. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out, tuning in, and don't fucking be anywhere else but Chalk Studios if you live in the state of Arizona on February 8th. I'm going to keep shamelessly plugging this shit until you guys show up. So, beat me to it and just get here. Let me know you're rolling through. Is there anything else you guys want to add? I feel like that was just a 10 to 15 minute monologue of some good shit. So
I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up, baby?
You said mental health, right? You want to help?
Yeah, absolutely.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What does Mikey do to keep his mental health in check? What are the steps he takes? What's the routines that he has?
Oh man.
Make sure he don't go psycho.
Bro, I'm no fucking specialist or professional in this shit. I'm just like everybody else. I got my own demons and my own problems and my own battles. I deal with depression. recently been having a lot of anxiety. I didn't know much about the anxiety portion of the depression of things. Been dealing with a lot of that recently, just with life circumstances. How do I deal with it? Not well. I go to the gym as much as I can. I train. Jiu-jitsu is really good for the soul, for the mind, the body, the spirit, the everything. The community, it's great. You guys already know, just being there on the daily, how great it is for us. Outside of that, I try to pray as much as I can. Again, I'm not perfect, and I'm nowhere trying to make myself an example or anything like that. But I do feel like there is a creator of this world. There's one God, and he had a son, and his name was Jesus Christ. And he came on this earth and he died for us. And so I feel like in order to have creation, you have to have a creator. In order to have a painting, you have to have a painter. And so tapping into that spirituality and that relationship with God is a good help sometimes. It's a good relief. I am sure, as many others, tend to talk to him more when things are bad than when things are good. So that genuinely helps. Another one recently that has been kind of helping, it's been a new development as being a new dad. I have a 1-year-old. He just turned 1 on the new year. And it's just like, naturally, I don't know what it is about being a dad. We have a hard time connecting with the kids when they're so young. It's just like, what do I do with it kind of thing. And I love little man to death, you know what I mean? I'd do anything for him. But recently it just seems like just kind of seeing him grow, like develop, turning into his own little human. It's pretty cool. It's like a good reminder of, like, you know, not everything's like too serious. You ain't gotta be on top of the mountain to feel like you're okay. Like, things are not as bad as they seem. You know, we've got a roof over our head. He's got clothes on his back. He's got food in his belly. So things are good when it comes to that. So it's good perspective for sure. That helps. But man, really, I'm like a social person, so I gotta have social. Like, my social is my therapy. You guys know me, how I am in the gym and shit like that. Super vocal, super tapping on everybody, making sure everybody's good, having a good time, vibes are straight. If y'all need a joke and laugh at me, that's okay. I'm cool with it. I'll do it myself. You know what I mean? So just having that camaraderie, team, kind of social network is really, really helpful for me. I came from obviously playing baseball and football, and always came from a team dynamic, and I've got 5 older brothers and 2 older sisters. So, you know, yeah, I mean, we're like Mexican pretty much. So,
have you always been that witty guy, the extrovert, the music?
Yeah, for sure. That? Yeah, for sure. Ever since I was a kid, I've always been the extrovert. I've always been the loud fat kid, like the funny fat kid. You know what I mean? Like, I was always the funny fat guy. I always tell my girl all the time, she thinks I'm super attractive. I'm like, bro, I still see myself as the 14-year-old dork, you know what I mean? Like the fat kid that couldn't talk to nobody. Well, couldn't talk to anybody. I could talk to anybody. But like talking to girls, it was like, oh shit, you get nervous, you know what I mean? You can make a funny joke and shit, but everybody saw me as a friend. Nobody ever saw me like as serious, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've always been the social guy. I've always been, you know, cracking jokes, being super witty. I mean, funny enough, my mom is like one of the wittiest people I know. You can crack a joke at her and you better expect coming right back. She'll get you right back. It's funny. And my dad's super opposite. Like, he's super witty, but he's also like super reserved, calm, not confrontational, like super just chill. And like he'll annihilate you with his words, but that's just because he's so incredibly intelligent. Like, he's not naturally witty because he's not naturally he's not a shit talker. He's not I shouldn't say that, actually. He can talk some shit. He's not naturally a converser. Like, he'd rather just kind of stay by himself, stay reserved. Like, he's not,
listener.
You know what I mean? Like, he's a listener, exactly. Like, I'm a talker, he's a listener for sure. But he's so damn intelligent, bro. Like, the shit he'll say, you're like, can you dumb that down, please? Because that was English, but that didn't sound like something that I understand. Yeah, and I've always had 5 older brothers, so I was, you know, crafted to be very calloused and thick-skinned and talk shit and fucking defend myself and know how to navigate if I see something bother you. I know I have that little brother complex where I can push that button. and see what happens, you know. So yeah, I've always been a social butterfly. I always feel like I've always been beneficial in social situations. I also feel like I add a ton of value to social situations. I'm a good conversationalist. I have a lot of interests. There's things that I'm very elaborate on. You know, my depth of knowledge isn't as up to par as my dad's, but that's kind of where I aspire to be. I always tell people, dude, that guy could build a 67 fastback from scratch, and in the same breath tell you about every single world religion that has ever existed. Like, how do you go from being Dominic Toretto to being like Jordan Peterson in the same breath? It's like, bro, what are we doing around here? Like you're so, fuck you. Like, you're so smart, it's not fair. Like, and the guy just loves to learn. Like, is 60 some dude has not stopped reading. I've never not seen him read a day in my life. Like, when I go back home, buddy's on his computer reading about something. And I'm like, what the? He's like, the newest crypto. And I'm like, yeah, all right, buddy. Yeah, let me know when it pops.
So is
2 weeks later.
Get your source of inspiration from then, or your source of like motivation, if you will, you know, kind of from your pops?
Like, for the pod or just in general?
Just in general. I mean, like, you have
yeah, my strive to be knowledgeable for sure comes from him. Like, if I can be 50% of the brain that guy is by the time I die, I'll be good. So why not try to be 100% and see where I end up, kind of thing. But dude, like I said, he could talk to you about, like, he has a double master's in theology, which is the study of the world religions. He's built a 67 fastback for my oldest sister from scratch. He built it from her, I think she was like 13, and he was like, all right, you're gonna get your license in 2 years. I better get you a car. So he just started building a 67 fastback, baby blue with a white racing stripe. It was the sickest fucking thing. And it would used to chill in our garage, like in our driveway. Just it would chill. So built that from scratch. He was a pro football player, so he's super athletic. He's got superb genes. Was also raised by my grandfather, obviously Grandpa Kelly, who was I don't want to mess this up, but he was a high-ranked naval officer. So his house was ran like goddamn boot camp. Like, my dad used to have to eat square meals where you couldn't bring your fork to your mouth or your mouth to your fork. You had to eat at a 90-degree angle. Type, like, that strict. Like, don't backtalk your mom or you're getting chokeholded up to the neck, like, to the wall. Like, it was just how they were raised. So you combined all those factors about my dad, and it's a pretty impeccable species. Now, I always say this about professionals in general, doesn't matter the field. You spend so much time and focus and energy crafting those skills. You can't catch up with all the other skills that life entails, social skills, you know, whatever, health, whatever the case may be. So my dad is superior in some of these skills, but he lacks some emotional skills. So it's funny being his youngest kid, being the emotional one, the one who talked, the one who rebelled, the one who didn't just follow suit like the rest of my siblings because that's how they were raised. I was like, nah, I don't feel like doing that. Why? Like, what's up? Nah, I can do it later. Like, and I wasn't afraid to battle him. Like, I wasn't afraid. I was like, yeah, you're old. You still ain't got it. Like, you know, and he for sure still had it. Like, no, had it more then than he did when he was even younger. Because again, he's a very weird specimen. And when I say that, bro, like, you look at my dad now, you're like, he's 45, and he could still throw a football on a tight spiral 70 yards, is he? Like, we go to Corona High right now, 70 yards, tight spiral. Doesn't even warm up. And I'm like, bro, how's your shoulder still operating like that? Like, he's just superb genes. It's not fair. It's annoying. And that's what I've had to grow up with. So we battled a lot when I was growing up through puberty, growing up as a young teen, because I was rebellious, and he was do as I say, not as I do. And I'm like, well, that's not how I operate, so sorry. And so we battled. But now that I'm an adult, running my own life and doing my own thing, I'm like, God, I wish I would have listened just a little bit more. Like, I wish I would have made my bed a little bit more. I wish I would have done the things that he told me to do a little bit more. Like making your bed. The analogy there. Do you know about the analogy of making your bed every day?
I can't.
So there was an old commander. Let's say it's Army, Navy, one of the few. He was an alum of the University of Texas, Hookham, and he gave a speech about, you know, his life, and, you know, if I could leave you guys with 10 lessons, you know, here's some of these lessons. One of the lessons was making your bed. The gist behind making your bed is that the military obviously has you make your bed super tight, no creases, no wrinkles, no nothing, every single day, no matter what. And if there's a little bit something wrong in the detail, they strip your shit and you got to make it again. My dad wasn't that extreme, but he had us make our beds every single morning. And if you didn't make your bed, you were in trouble. Me being school's at 7:30, I'm rolling out of bed at 7:10. Maybe or maybe not taking a shower, brushing my teeth, heading out. I wasn't worried about making no bed. I'm going to come home later. My bed's going to be right there, the same way it was as I woke up with it, right? But he would always harp, make your bed, make your bed, make your bed. What I came to realize is later in life, and I found this video of the UT general that I'll keep referencing. The gist of in the metaphor and the story and the lesson within that is, if you can do the small things right, you'll do the big things right. And also, when you wake up, the hardest thing to do is your first task. It's the hardest thing to do. Doesn't matter what it is. When you wake up, you don't want to do anything. You want to go back to sleep. So if you just wake up and make your bed, you've already got a task done.
You've already won.
You've already won. You've got something done today. And now the second task now becomes a lot easier. So it's a momentum thing. And then if you have a bad day, and you have a shitty fucking day, but you made your bed, you come home to a made bed with hope for a better tomorrow.
Damn.
You come home to a not made bed, you're like, ah, fuck, this fucking mess. Here I go, right back into the mess. So there's a lot of little stories along the lesson of making your bed. Me being a rebellious kid, I was like, ah, fuck it, I'm gonna be back later. I don't need to make my bed. What's the point? You know what I mean? Now, I wish I made my bed. I wish I made it more often. I wish I could still make, I wish today, as an almost 30-year-old man, I could make it 7 days a week. I still don't make it 7 days a week. You know what I mean? But it's the principle. It's the lesson behind it. So that was one of them that the general talked about making your bed and how it can set you up for a better tomorrow. It gives you that little hope if you've had a shitty day. You know what I mean? You can come home to a made bed. And my dad always used to harp on that. So I don't know where we were going with all this. But
I think I just asked if your pops was a source of
yeah,
inspiration
for sure. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we battled a lot growing up. We battled a lot, but now he's like my homie. He's my best friend. That's my guy. And yeah, I think that I have a very big ego when it comes to in terms of my family, in the sense of we're so competitive. Like you guys know about my brother. I told my brother I was going to make more money than him in our lifetime. Man, am I at a deficit. You know what I mean? I am behind the ball.
For now,
right? So, like, we're just super competitive, like, hyper competitive. So, like, with that, my dad has his name already known by my brother. I would like to make it a different way. Yeah, we're athletes, but we're also... Who knows? We're going to find out. You know what I mean?
Does that ever hinder your relationship with your brother at all? Does that, like, cause, like, tension or, like...
Not really.
Okay.
No, because we had pretty good, like, expectations going into it. My dad was a pro athlete, and I wasn't alive at the time when he was a pro athlete, but my dad did a pretty good job at navigating my brother and kind of the expectations that would be. Baseball is, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but it is the longest regular season in any professional sport. It's 162 games, and it's over the span of 9 months. So you take 240 days, and you got to play 165 games, essentially, in 240 days. You have about a day off a week, maybe. And not only that, you're traveling all across the United States playing the sport. So... we knew, and obviously we were a baseball family, so we know the baseball schedule. We knew going into it what it was going to be. Thankfully, I can say, I don't think at my brother's core he's changed, which is good. Like I don't think it's been like he's not like hotty toddy or anything like that. You know, he's still the same guy. Like he's still the same guy, and I'm gonna put him on blast right now, but that's because I can. He's still the same guy that sucks his thumb on the couch. You know what I mean? He's still the same dude, We still, I still see him picking his boogers and doing the same things that I've seen him doing my whole entire life. He's still the same guy. He hasn't changed. The money hasn't changed him. It's changed him in some ways, but not in the core of who he is, which is good. And he's got a beautiful family, and he's still with his wife, so it's great, and they're great. They got a couple different houses, and they've got a place out here. They've got a place in Cali, and he plays for the Dodgers, so he's close to home, which is really cool. So yeah, it's been to be honest with you, bro, I'm quite tired of him being a pro athlete. It's been exhausting. I'm not gonna lie, in the sense of just like, I only have from Thanksgiving till about a week from now. That's the only time of the year that I get to talk to him that has like a, we can sit down and talk. We can get on the phone and talk. If not, he's in Milwaukee or he's in San Francisco or he's gone on a flight at 3 a.m. and he's in a hotel and he's just doing all the baseball player stuff. So it's like the only time we get to hang out is the holidays and see each other and talk, which this year he was staying in California this year, so I didn't even get to see him for the holidays. So like we see each other on average maybe once a year, which sucks, but his career is not going to be forever, so it has its pros and cons, but it's dope. It's the experiences that I've had having a brother in the spotlight that he's in, and then also the few opportunities that he's even had to do some things as a baseball player that I've got to experience and enjoy. Like those are things that I'll never ever forget. Like I got to see my favorite baseball team win a World Series. I was at the Game 5, and celebrated with the winning team who won the World Series, who was my favorite team, on the field.
Yeah.
Like, 5 people on the planet get to say that, and I'm one of the 5 people. You know what I mean? So, that's stuff that I'll never forget. Like, I got to take pictures and drink champagne with my childhood idols. Like, you know what I mean? Pedro, Nomar, Jason Varitek. Like, I was basically getting pissed drunk with them when I was, 19, 20. It was older than that. He just won it, what was that, 2018, 19? So 6-7 years ago maybe? God, it's already been that long. But yeah, 18, he won the World Series with the Red Sox. So I was at Dodger Stadium, literally on the turf, on the grass with the big old logo. It says World Series champion Boston Red Sox. And I was drinking champagne with Chris Sale and David Price and my brother, and I was on TV behind all the, it was the craziest. I'm looking at my dad, I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, what? He's not even that cool, my brother. Like, he's still the same guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's been wild. It's been really cool.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's lit.
Does that all those ups outweigh, all the cool events and everything like that outweigh the times where you're not with him? Like if he's out 9, 10.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Because we're all grown adults at this point. You gotta remember, I'm the youngest of my family.
Yeah.
I'm 29, so we're all adults at this point. We're all living our own.
You guys aren't
lives.
seeing each other that often.
No, even if he wasn't a pro athlete, and I'm still living in Arizona, he would still be in California.
Yeah.
So it's we'd still maybe see each other 3 or 4 times a year. So it's not much different in that regard. What I am really happy about is the fact that he is literally he doesn't have to do anything ever again.
Oh yeah.
He literally doesn't have to do anything ever again, which is cool. My nephews and my nieces don't have to worry about anything ever again. They're never gonna have to worry. Like that alone, bro. If you're not successful, come on, bro. Like my nephews and nieces, I love them to death, but you don't have to worry. Just think about that statement alone.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry. Bro, fucking, you better make something happen. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. I'm glad that, my nephew Knox and Blake and crew and little Kai don't have to worry about,
I feel like things like that too, that sparks them to have more curiosity.
Oh, for sure. My nephew Knox is
freedom.
gonna have so many opportunities just because he's, I'm gonna go do this. Okay, well we can go do that. You know what I mean? We have the time and resources to go do that. Or if you want to go do that, or. I might get him in here and start streaming. He might stream Fortnite. Yeah. You know what I mean? Who knows? You know what I mean? We have no idea. So, yeah, the opportunities that they'll have are really cool. They're going to be super athletic, which is terrible, which sucks.
Already a month.
This is my 7th year being in this state. I've been here since November of 2018, dog. This November will be 7 years.
Yeah.
Guys, where has the time gone? I'm an old ass man. What the hell? All right, well, baby, I love you. I'm on the way home. we're going to wrap this podcast episode up. Last thing, and Luke will chop it up because he's the man. Guys, please, if you're in Metro Phoenix area, February 8th, and you know me, and I know you more importantly, and you're not here, and you have no plans, we're not friends anymore. It's wraps. Support your boy. We got brand new studio, brand new equipment, brand new pod. We're cooking. Well, Fat Ox is cooking, but be here or be square, you fucking nerds. We'll see you next time. Love you guys. Like and subscribe. Thank you again. Jordy, you're the fucking man. Luke, you're the fucking man. Izzy and Gabe, my boys, appreciate you for stopping by for the first pod on the Unnamed Podcast. We'll figure it out. Comment, like, love y'all. See y'all next time.